If you want to have a great looking live stream studio, if you want to have really impressive Zoom calls, or you want to have a great sit-at-home desk situation for recording your YouTube videos, today's video will be absolutely fantastic. We put chapter markers down below so that you can skip ahead or rewind and watch this thing and really build the studio you've always wanted. Let's get started. I'm Owen Video. Today's video will be extremely valuable whether you're a beginner or an experienced live streamer. So let's start with cameras. I use the Canon M6 DSLR camera, and there's a ton of reasons to use this camera. First of all, it's very affordable. You could spend more money on a live streaming camera, but at the end of the day, your viewers are watching on a phone or on a computer screen, and the strength of your camera won't really affect the visuals that they see. Plus, the Canon M6 has three very important features. Number one is there's no auto shutoff. Most cameras will turn off automatically at 25 minutes or so to avoid overheating, which means you can't do a full 60-minute live stream. The Canon M6 will never overheat and it will never auto shut off when you're live streaming. The next major feature is it has a clean HDMI output, which means when you plug the camera into your computer, you can easily get rid of all the text and the instructional stuff that appears on the screen. Not every camera can do this, so you need to make sure you get the Canon M6 Mark II. It's the Canon M6 Mark II. That's very important. The Canon M50 and the Canon M6 Mark I don't work this way, so you won't be able to live stream with those cameras. And the third most important feature of the Canon M6 is that it uses the Canon EF lenses, which means that if you have a Canon M50 or a smaller Canon camera, you can use the same lenses, which is extremely affordable. So I've got my Canon M6, and one is all you need, but I have two Canon M6s because I love to get this side angle in. Plus, with the other tools that I'm gonna show you, adding a second camera can really enhance your production value. I have both of these cameras sitting on Velbon tripods. Now, at the end of the day, I really don't care if you get Amazon cheapo tripods, but I have worked with enough tripods to know that I love Velbon. These are 60-inch tripods, and I've bought a couple of extra replaceable heads so that I always have a tripod adapter head when I need one. Now, the Canon M6s are plugged into my computer using the Camlink 4K, and this is a device that turns any DSLR into a webcam. Now, you'll need an extension cord. This is called an HDMI micro cord. I put a link to it in the description box below because there's lots of different HDMI adapter cords, and there's only one that will work with the M6 plugging it into your Camlink 4K. So you need to get the HDMI to HDMI micro, not the mini. Get exactly the HDMI micro adapter. You'll plug that into your Camlink 4K. You'll plug your Camlink 4K into your computer. And so you might ask, what computer should I use? Well, I'm using an Alienware computer that I bought maybe 5 or 6 years ago, and it still works like a charm. I've never tuned it up. I've never taken it to a computer shop. It works beautifully, and it's very, very fast. If you're gonna use two cameras, I highly recommend that you update your PC. If you're gonna live stream from just one camera, then using a laptop, a MacBook Pro is gonna be just fine. Now let's talk about the camera lens. The Canon M6 Mark II will come with its own kit lens. Now, I want you guys to know right off the bat, I am not a camera expert. My good buddy, Sean Cannell, knows everything there is to know about cameras. That's not me. I'm more of a businessman. So you should know that the kit lens on the Canon M6 Mark II is just fine. However, if you want to up your game a little bit, then get the Sigma 16. The Sigma 16mm lens is a little bit bigger and gives you more of that crispy, clear, YouTubey look. In fact, I was actually hanging out with Sean at his conference when he recommended this lens to me. Now, it's pretty costly, so I don't want you to feel like you need this lens right away. But the whole point of this video is to go through everything that I use, and that's what I'm gonna do. As for lighting, I'm using the Neewer 18-inch ring light. I highly recommend the Neewer brand, and I highly recommend ring lights, and I highly recommend the 18-inch ring lights. I've also bought the 12-inch ring lights and the ones that will have like your mobile phone kind of on it. It's not worth it. Get a light that's designed to light you up while you're live streaming. You don't want to get these old boxy lights that come with light bulbs in them. They're too big, they're too bulky. You want something that fits right between your desk and the wall to maximize the space that you have to live stream. Now, whichever light you decide to get, you're gonna wanna dial in the settings. Too much light and you'll look blown out. Too little and you'll look dark and ominous. So feel free to play with the settings until you get the level that you like. Now that you've got your camera or cameras set up, let's talk about the context. What's in the scene? And I want to draw your attention to my background. First of all, let's take a look at this entire room that I'm shooting in right now. This is the bonus room or TV room in our home. I've obviously turned it into my live streaming studio. And you can see that I have a green screen wall, I've got this wood covered wall, and I've got this blue and black pipe and drape set up behind me. I want to show you how this is set up. First of all, what you're looking at is pipe and drape from Amazon. The same pipe and drape that anybody would use at a business fair or a job fair. Now what I did is I went ahead and got these hooks and put them into my ceiling. Then I simply hang the pipe and drape from the hook. That's such a huge hack to get a great looking curtain set behind you. But hanging black curtain isn't enough. So I also invested in what's called Parlights. And these are like DJ lights. They're not as versatile as LED lights, but they're so totally affordable. And there's a lot that you can do with these. So I bought a whole bunch of them and lined them up against the curtain and turned them all onto blue light to give you that bluish, blackish, theatrical curtain design. Plus, I didn't do any damage to the house. I can take that stuff down in a heartbeat if I needed to. Now, on the far wall, you see I have a faux wood design, and this actually came from my cameraman, Billy Ward. We wanted to have a look that we could use for webinars and workshops, but some of the fake wood designs looked really cheesy. It's a company called Artist Walls, and they have tons of different affordable designs that easily stick to your wall using removable Velcro. I love this company. They're made of real wood slats, but they're ultra thin and lightweight. Plus, they don't do any permanent damage to the wall. And we can add these little tiny nails into the wall so that we can add plants whenever we like, or remove them, or change them around. So a wall like this is extremely versatile. It cost us about $900. And the first time I put it up, I didn't follow the instructions properly, and I came home to find this. But I gotta say, the Artist Wall product is so well put together, it only took us about 25 minutes to fix it. Now, you can also see that I have a green screen wall, which I think is a fantastic idea. If you're shooting in a room in your house, why not just paint a small area green so that you have a green screen for doing green screen style videos? I don't recommend green screen for everything, but it's nice to have that feature. And as we look at the second camera that I'm using, you'll notice that I have a faux brick wall background that I got from Amazon. It cost me $20, and I love the variety that Amazon has. I use these all over my house. In fact, we have another faux brick wall background upstairs where my wife takes sales calls. I have an apartment view vinyl wall that I put behind my desk so that I'm not staring at a boring brown wall all day. And we have another wall in our podcasting room, which is just another bedroom in our house. Let's move on to audio, specifically the microphones. You know, you basically have two different kinds of mics to choose from: a USB powered mic and an XLR powered mic. A professional live streaming studio is going to use an XLR mic for a variety of reasons. But in order to plug your XLR mic into your computer, you're gonna need a sound mixer. This sound mixer will also help you improve the sound of your microphone so you get that rich, buttery podcasting voice that sounds so good on video. In fact, I love them so much that I've actually bought two, one for my office and one for my wife's office. The Alesis Multimix4 gives you 4 adapters, 4 microphones, or you can even add instruments. And I've actually used this mixer to live stream worship services from my home. Plus, the Alesis Multimix is compact. It fits nicely on a work desk without getting in the way. And it's extremely affordable, around $100, and will plug directly into your computer with the USB. So get get your mixer, plug it into your computer with the USB, then you'll take your XLR microphone and plug it directly into your mixer, and you'll have great live streaming audio. I use the Rode Procaster because it's a $300 microphone and sounds amazing. But I have to tell you, I've recently purchased the Rode Podmic for my wife, and this is a powerhouse. Also around $100. I'm very impressed with this mic. If it was around 3 years ago, I probably would have bought this instead. Like I said, you can get any microphone you want as long as it's XLR. I love using Rode microphones. I feel they're the best quality at the best price. And if you're gonna get a great microphone, you might as well get a mic flag to go on that microphone. These are mic flags, and I've been using them for years. They'll attach onto your microphone stand, or if you have one of the mechanical arms, they'll work on that too. But this will give your microphone a branded look and feel. You can even put different graphics on each side for an alternating view. And you can't get these on Amazon. You get them at Impact PBS, and I put a link to them in the description box below. So you've got your cameras, you've got a great looking live stream set, and you have fantastic audio. Let's go into the computer and take a look at my two favorite live streaming softwares. The first is vMix. vMix is a professional level broadcast studio with a ton of different features. With vMix, I can easily hook up multiple cameras, share my screen, and live stream on up to 3 channels at one time. Using vMix, I can also customize my screens with branded overlays, transitions. I can even have comments pop up on screen. Plus, I often use vMix to record my YouTube videos onto my hard drive. But what I really love about vMix is my ability to plug in a digital keypad. What you're looking at is called the X keys, and it plugs into my computer with a USB and immediately connects to vMix. Using this device, I can program shortcuts into my vMix software to play sound effects, to show overlays, to cut from camera 1 and camera 2, and I can operate my entire live stream right from the palm of my hand without having to use the software or the keypad. The X Keys keypad comes in a variety of different sizes and lots of programmable options. You can also get a device called the Stream Deck, which I don't have because it's so small, but my friend Nick Nimmin uses it and he absolutely loves it. Either way, if you're gonna live stream, I highly recommend investing in a digital keypad. Now, the vMix software does have some limitations. For example, it's very extensive and it might actually be more software than you need. Plus, with vMix, you can only live stream onto 3 platforms at one time. So if that sounds a little overwhelming, then get Restream. Restream is an online broadcast studio, whereas vMix is downloaded onto your computer. With Restream, you can live stream on up to 200 channels at one time. And there's a ton of built-in features that allow you to add overlays, neat transitions, viewer comments, create an agenda. You can invite guests, create different visual overlays, and you can also use Restream to pre-record YouTube videos directly into their server. Here's the bottom line. I use vMix because I'm a nerd and I love to mess with video production. But for 99% of you, get Restream. It's like having a totally compact, online-based vMix right in your pocket at all times. And I use Restream every single week in my business to film podcasts and videos with our clients who log in, meet with us, and we direct them in their videos to help them produce the best possible YouTube video. Now, that just about covers my entire advanced home live streaming studio setup, but there are 2 big points that you also need to keep in mind. Number 1 is your home internet speed. If you're live streaming from home, you're gonna have to increase your internet speed. And there's 2 numbers that you're looking for. Your upload speed, which is how much you're sending out to the internet, and your download speed, which refers to the shows that you're watching from the internet or the files that you're downloading. So if you don't have a lot of download speed, then you're gonna need to make sure that nobody else in your family is watching Netflix or on Xbox while you're trying to live stream. Similarly, it takes about 3 megabits per second to upload to Facebook, an additional 3 megabits per second to upload to YouTube, and an additional 3 for every other platform that you upload to. So if you're gonna live stream stream with vMix to 3 different platforms, you're gonna need 3, 6, 9 megabits upload speed minimum from your internet provider. So take a look at the different plans that are available to you and pick the one that's best. The second thing is I want you to buy plug-in adapters for your Canon M6 cameras. You're gonna be live streaming for a long time and you don't wanna have to change the batteries. So buy one of these plug-in battery kits. The battery that you get will be lightweight and have a hole in it that looks like this. You'll place this into the Canon M6 battery pack and shut the battery pack door, which has a flap in the middle that opens up like this. Now you'll take the extension cord that came with the battery pack, plug in this end, plug in the other end to the wall, and you'll have endless power on your Canon M6. And that, my friends, is my entire setup. Now, I've put 2 different pathways on your screen right now. If you want to learn more about how to use vMix and all of its professional features, I've put together an entire series over here that you're really gonna love. We put a lot of time into this. But if you think that Restream is a better path for you, then click on this playlist here where I made an entire series of videos on how to get started and really set up with Restream. I hope you enjoyed this video. I can't wait to see your live streams. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for more. I'm Owen, and I'll see you next time.